All right, I want to go over the programming rubric. As we're going to start doing more coding projects, we need to understand the criteria of what you're going to be graded on. So under class resources, going down to programming rubric, you're going to see a rubric that's outlined for the class. And what I'm going to do is go over some of the elements here. So first off, let's take a look at the criteria here. So first we're looking at the syntax. So we're going to make sure that everything is correct, adheres to the syntax rules. Generally, if it's not done correctly, the program will basically identify what the error is. And again, I want to make sure that you guys are understanding how the syntax works and submit everything in a timely manner here. The other thing is the programming logic, making sure that we have everything is working and you understand how certain criteria of the program and the code and the keywording and the elements are utilized. So these two are basically going to be at a maximum of 5 points each here. And if we go down a little bit further here, these next set of criteria are going to be worth a lot more. So taking a look at this element right here, programming format, which basically there's a lot going on here. So it's how it's organized, how readable it is, and how consistent it is. So we're going to make sure that the code is clean, concise, and basically readable. And that in itself is going to be worth a maximum of 10 points. The other element here is going to be the programming output. Now, for whatever reason, I give you displays, I give you some ideas in terms of what the minimum output needs to be, but I still have individuals that don't quite get the output the way it needs to be. So this is also critical. So when you're looking at the output, you want to make sure that that the eyes are able to easily identify certain key points and elements. So we're going to be looking at different formatting structures, making things a little bit bolder, spacing things out so it's more legible. So this is also worth 10 points. All right, and the last two criteria is the programming documentation as well as comments. Not every single line of code needs to be documented with comments. Just the main components that might an individual need, or another programmer that might be looking at your code. You may basically have something along the lines of what the purpose of that variable would be, or the certain block of code would be. So this in itself is going to be worth 10 points. And then the last part here is basically the programming and delivery. We want to make sure that the delivery is going to be on time and you submit things by their due date. And this in itself is also worth 10 points. So the rubric entirely, the program worth is basically a total of 50 points. So if you do the calculations, not submitting your lab assignments is going to basically cost you half of your total points and grade. So you want to complete these assignments because again, they take up a lot of your points. So any comments or questions, just let me know. Again, initially there's not going to be a lot of elements of the criteria for the first couple programs of code, but again, as we get involved more in coding, we're going to basically utilize these rubrics in much greater detail. All right, have yourself a great day.